winter. What better time to stay in and do some movies and chill with Johnny Voltaire? It's now a nippy 68 degrees in Miami, and I don't even know how you guys up north do this. With that being said, movies and chill is kind of a catch-all phrase because this time we're going to be talking about a TV series only available on the DC network. Harley Quinn, in my opinion, translates well to any kind of media, whether it's live action, cartoons, comic books, what have you. Now, as the Bonnie to the Joker's Clyde, you expect to see a lot of Joker in this. And while you kind of do, it's really more about her branching out on her own to have her own series. Now, Harley Quinn is voiced by Kelly Kuko. I'm sorry, I need someone to say it to me so I can say it back. I can't read it. I don't know why I suck at that. Anyway, she's Penny from Big Bang Theory. Hot little number. But her voice role in this is actually spot on, and because I didn't know it was her at first, when I was watching the show, I actually thought it was the original voice from the Batman animated series, and that was pretty cool. She does add her own little flair to it, however. Now, with Harley striking out on her own, we begin this journey with copious amounts of violence and kind of one-dimensional humor going on. And what better way to do that than with one-dimensional villains, which are the filthy rich. You see, Harley Quinn is a bad girl, but she's not that bad. You see, she will kill and maim people who are worse than her. You see, you don't see Harley Quinn killing senior citizens crossing the street or gunning down civilians on their way to work. Harley is shown in contrast to the Joker and the way that they actually behave. The Joker is a character who, off bat, pun intended, rips off a flesh mask, and it's really bloody, to show you how disgusting and deplorable he is. Also, how did he get a mask like that to fit around that chin of his? Come on, man. You want to break my immersion like that? Anyways, and he goes on to make some really grim puns. Harley, she's actually more kind of an angry prop comic who is very attached to the Joker, while the Joker is true to his name. He kills people in very horrific ways, but he's got plenty of jokes for them. And they're all bad. And maybe you won't notice this at first, but the Joker is a very well accomplished mass murderer, especially in this opening scene, and Harley kind of gets away with not killing anyone. Joker hears the monster, and they want you not to forget that. I mean, sure, she did want to partake in it more with her schnookums, but it kind of comes across as she's just kind of more of a hanger-on and a sidekick. Joker then flees from the scene in a custom submarine, and it only fits one person. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here, a lot of goofy slapstick here, and it's dark, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure, though, when I see this, that it's not in standard continuity from any other comic or cartoon series that we've seen before. I don't know, just call me crazy, but that's what I think. There was even a mention of the Legion of Doom, which was kind of funny, but yeah, I'm gonna say this is outside of normal continuity. There are bizarre representations of classic characters. Biggest example for me was broken Jim Gordon. He's hunched over, dirty, in shambles, ranting, and a pathetic person. I guess that was supposed to be funny or something. Now, Harley Quinn's worldview is a little skewed, and it might explain why some of her views and her story is very incongruent to the normal Batverse. If you grew up with a lot of Batman lore, or you watch the movies and cartoon and comics, you'll notice that a lot of things have been taken and put on their ear for the sake of a joke. And if you don't like your dark humor to be flat and upfront, then this isn't the series for you. It's almost to the point where I watch the cartoon and I start wondering, is it just solely about her weird worldview, or because this is taking place out of the normal continuity, it seems, this is just meant to be a big parody. It just laughs one after the other. She's kind of like Deadpool in a way, where if other characters come in and make an appearance in her story, they act kind of zany. If that bothers you, then you're not going to like this show. On the other hand, why so serious? And again, the crux of this story is that a lot of Harley Quinn's narration is very unreliable. She's off on the deep end. And in fact, one of her most cherished memories with her and Mr. J was not anything like she remembers it. Poison Ivy plays the good friend who gives good advice that you don't listen to. Well, Harley eventually listens, but it really took a Adam West 1960s era Batman storyline to kind of get to that point. The big reveal is that Ivy is the only one who really loves Harley, and Joker only really loves Batman. Okay. I see you, DC. Very, very good. To wrap up the first episode, Harley Quinn sheds her old cartoon guise, and she becomes movie Harley Quinn. The whole thing kind of felt like Kill Bill meets Deadpool, and yeah. The main difference, of course, is that it's not as epic as either one, and it felt a little rough around the edges. I would give the advisory to everyone that maybe this is not quite what you expected. There's a lot of mature content full of immature humor. And while that's what you want out of Harley Quinn, I don't know, I'm not so sure. I wasn't sold on this first episode completely. There wasn't enough meat on the bones or soul in it. But if you like the idea of this and, bloody gags for the sake of bloody gags, then this is for you. I'll be honest with you. I watched this. I gave it a shot. Wasn't thrilled. Wasn't blown over. It wasn't particularly funny. It wasn't terrible. The voice acting is great. The animation's fine. The story just kind of flops around. I'm not bowled over by it, but I will give it a chance to develop. Sometimes the first episode is not a great hallmark to how the rest of the series will go. And hopefully it turns out to be a little more funny, and the characterization kind of hits home a little bit more instead of just this morbid humor purveying everywhere. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against morbid humor or dark comedy or even evil slapstick. I just think for something to achieve greatness, there needs to be depth to it. And essentially, even if you have something crude and all that, if there's a heart to it and the characters really connect with people, then it becomes great. But someone who's a big fan of the classic Batman mythos, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow, but I'll give it another chance, just for you, Harley. Basically, we had a chill time. I hope to see you on the next go. I'm Johnny Voltaire, and have a good one. Thanks for dropping by. You are welcome here anytime to Movies and Chill. Remember to subscribe and hit notifications.